Good morning, Valley Middle School. Welcome to another STEMsday activity. Today your challenge is called the Baseball Pickle, and it's part of the Sandlot series. Before we lay out the activity for you this morning, can anyone name 3 or more of the characters from the original Sandlot crew? We'll be back with the answer to that trivia question after our video this morning. Today your challenge will be to get your baseball out of the neighbor's yard without going into it. More specifically, in our scaled activity, we're going to ask you to design a system capable of retrieving a baseball from the middle of a 6-foot square without entering the square. Now, please excuse the crudity of this model, Marty, but I've drawn out the model here. We've got the baseball in the center of a square with a side of 6 feet. How are you going to get it out of there without entering the square? I'm going to put some other parameters on the activity as well. Before we do that, does anybody recognize that quote from a certain iconic 1980s movie? Maybe Slavey? Well, it was from Back to the Future. Here are the materials we will be working with this morning. You'll have a baseball, of course, string, a ruler, 3 pieces of paper, 6 inches of tape, a couple of rubber bands, and a scissors. Let's take a look at those parameters. The constraints. Groups may only use the material provided. I know you'd like to use a hovercraft, but that ain't going to happen today. The baseball must be placed in the center of that 6-foot square. Students may not touch the baseball once it's in the square. Students need to lift the baseball 3 feet vertically before moving it more than 6 inches. Now, the baseball must be moved completely out of the square before you set it down, and if the baseball falls at any point before that, it must be returned to the center of the square. Time is also going to be a constraint here because we're probably only going to have about 30 minutes. Mr. McCaig has banned the aerial approach. I think that's probably a wise idea. We're not going to pick anyone up here today. Let's take a little bit more close look at this activity. I really wanted to mirror the original Sandlot movie challenge as much as possible. So here's the baseball in the middle of this backyard. I've got my Sandlot crew over here. Oh, here's Mrs. Carruthers and Mrs. Wooten. And wait, who's this good-looking guy? Boy, he's young-looking too. Well, look at their laser focus on that baseball there, where meanwhile, I'm more just interested in saying, hey, Mom, look, I'm on TV. All right. Wait, is that Miss Palenka back there behind the fence? Yeah, she probably can't see over. What's she looking at? Wow, that's embarrassing. All right, well, Miss Palenka is rather short, but we care for her so much that I put in the Palenka provision. Now, yes, you must raise that baseball up 3 feet off the ground, but you can start low and work up. In other words, you can lift it up. You don't have to go down from 6 feet to get the baseball. So you can work from the ground level up as long as it comes up 3 feet. All right. As you work through the collaborative design process, building, evaluating, redesigning, and then going back to try to build it again, here's some questions to reflect upon. What supplies can you use to get a hold or grip on the baseball? That's probably your first challenge. The next challenge, how are you going to raise the ball off the ground? And then the third challenge, well, once you've got it off the ground, will your system allow you to move it to get it out of this square? Early finishers, see if you can transport your baseball across the room and place it in the center of another group's square. Now, I know you're going to say this is impossible, but I did this in about 2 minutes. You can do it too. All right, cleanup time. Please put the ball, scissors, tape, and ruler back in the plastic bags. Throw everything else away. Please leave time for that discussion. If you are one of the groups that actually solves this challenge, I'd like you to put your autograph on that baseball. Show off a little bit for the next group that gets the ball. All right, time for the trivia question. Can you name 3 of the characters? Well, those of you who would like to try a matching activity, I'll display their names here and see if you can match them. If you'd like, you can pause the video. I see that. All right, here's the answer to that. Let's see. Down here on the bottom, we've got Yeah, and we've got Squints Palladurus somewhere. Here we go. There's Squints. Up on top, we had Benny the Jet Rodriguez. We had the Timmons twins, Timmy and Tommy. Over here, we've got Bertram. We got Kenny the Heat, my favorite, Ham or Hamilton Porter, and of course, the main character, Scotty Smalls. Thanks so much for listening. I've got one more look at the parameters and constraints here that you can take a look at. Enjoy this activity. Have fun.